And then in our data editor on the right, we are going to, let's change the tooltip. So double click on the tooltip. You can see this is the basic text that you would get in Starcraft. Automated defense turret times out after a certain amount of seconds, and it can attack ground and air units. So let's back out all of this. You can leave in things like the color. Let's see. Let's leave in where you see the tag that says cval equals color attack info and all that. Leave that in because players will recognize that as very quickly. It will help them recognize that that is saying what the unit can attack, if it's ground or air, or only ground or only air. So I'd like to leave that the same, so people will very quickly recognize what kind of a turret this is. And let's just back out. Start at the period after the word seconds, and just back out everything before that. So there we go. And we're going to type in anything generic. Let's just say basic defensive tower. Okay. And the icon we're going to leave the same, but you can change it if you want. You can double click. You can see that it's the icon for the auto turret. If you wanted to change it, you would click on browse, and then all the pictures you could ever want in the game will show up, and you can select one and change it. But we're not going to change it, so cancel out of that and cancel out of that. And also you can change the hotkey. We're going to change it to B. So double click on the hotkey, go over on the left hand side where it says hotkey T, click on that. The T will turn red. Press B on your keyboard. Now the hotkey is B. Select OK. And when you do your towers, you really want to make sure that you don't make multiple things be the same hotkey, because then if you're in your SCV builder and you press B, and B is basic tower, but B is also bombardment tower, then you got issues. And what else? Alert tooltip should be set to the same thing as the regular tooltip. It just copies over. Alert name is fine, it's the same. Alert icon. Alert icon is what will show up on the left hand side of the screen while you're playing. So if you build a basic tower, you'll get a little pop-up. It'll say basic tower complete, and it will show an image of the basic tower. That's what your alert icon is. So I always just make that the same as the regular icon. And that is good to go. Let's see. Two other things we might want to change are how fast the tower builds and how much the tower costs. So let's go back to units. Select your drop down next to data types in the top left. Select units. Go down and select the basic tower. And on the right hand side, go to type in cost in the search bar. Okay, and the first field should be cost-cost. And you can see it says in parentheses 100. There's a straight line 0, straight line 0, straight line 0, parentheses. Double click on that value, and that brings up the object values window, and you can see what this means here. Custom resource, it costs 0. That's if we want to make up our own resource. It costs 100 minerals, no terrazine, no Vespian. So let's change it to cost 150 minerals. So select the minerals field, and then you can double click it, or you can just go down in the bottom left corner under selected values, and let's change it to 150 and click OK. And that should be good. We can't change the build time until we actually set it up on our SCV builder, so we won't do that. If you want to see that, skip ahead to when I make the next tutorial about the SCV, which will probably be 2 tutorials from now. I think part 3 we'll do a splash cannon, and part 4 we'll do our SCV. Actually, we're not done yet. Don't leave. 2 things I forgot. Okay, so I said we were going to make the basic tower invincible, right? Okay, so make sure that you're still in the Units tab. Select the basic tower. Go to the right-hand side. Type in flags in the search column. Okay, and you'll see unit-flags. Double-click on that, and it will open up the flags for this unit You're gonna see some things that are really interesting in here. For instance, cannot be clicked is checked on, but I think we all know that the auto turret in the game can be clicked on, so I'm not sure why that's like that. I just don't mess with it. But what we do want to mess with is scroll down to I, and you will see invulnerable. So check the invulnerable box, click OK. Our auto turret will now be invincible, so nothing will be able to damage it. Of course, only do this if you want to make towers that are invincible. For the purpose of this map, it makes sense because we're not going to be doing things like blocking the unit's paths where we would want them to attack. We are just going to have a track where we sit on the hill and shoot at people. This just makes sure that for if any reason, if a trigger broke, whatever, the enemy decided he wanted to attack our towers, he can't because they're invincible. Okay, we also need to do a little bit of work with the actors. This first one was my fault. I apologize. There were 2 actors that we were supposed to copy, not 1. So under data type dropdown, go to actors, and make sure you still have turret in the search bar, and you should see auto turret and auto turret copy. And we can rename auto turret copy if we want. Double click on it real quick. Type in basic tower. That's fine. That's just to help us keep things straight. But you'll see auto turret right underneath it has auto turret attack. I did not tell you to copy the attack actor. I should have. I apologize. So let's select auto turret attack. Right click. Select duplicate actor. Now, I swear this time we shouldn't need to check any of these. So just select OK. Okay, and now we have an auto turret attack copy. Double click. We're going to rename it to basic tower attack. Select OK. Now on the right hand side you'll see we have a new tiny little window that says token on one field and basic tower attack on the other field. So let's go down to the first row where it's attack effect and double click under basic tower attack. You will see that this is set to auto turret twin autocannons damage. That is incorrect. That is the original effect. We want our effect. So click on the drop down and we should have a basic tower. Basic. You know what? And that's the basic tower damage. There it is. Okay. So go down and select basic tower damage. Click OK. Alright. That should be good now. Basic tower attack. And if you ever want to see if something looks right, compare your copy to the original. So click on auto turret attack. Okay. And see in the tree how we've got all the effects and models and sounds. Now click on basic tower attack. Same things, except that our effect is changed to our damage, not the original damage. So that's a good indicator that we did the right thing, that everything looks the same, except for field names that need to be changed.